start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I live by the old code of second floor!
Why look for a scientific explanation when you can put blind trust in an invisible Sky Daddy?
Sky Daddy all the way.
You want your crappy stick car? Turn up full volume, why don't you?
Aubrey, weird, I can't even get through my couch!
Bro, did I tell you that I got a brand new edger?
Somebody told me that,
Dude,
but no one told me about that.
I picked up last week on last Thursday.
Yeah.
Last Thursday night, it's like, the guy said it's like literally brand new. Like it's like never been used. I think he said he used it one time. I got it for like,
what?
Yeah, it's like, those things brand new are like 300. It's an Echo. And I got it for like 225. So, but it's like, dude, I got there like first pull. Just
no
went. Yeah, like, it was
way.
effortless. I was like, let's go. So we have that. And then I did a little like lawnmower tune-up yesterday. I did the
Yeah, I need to do that.
I did the spark plug. I did the I got a new blade. I got, what did I do? I changed the oil. Do you know what's crazy? So like I told you, right? Like I got that lawnmower on Facebook for $40, bro. Like when we like 4 years ago.
That's
$40.
That blows my mind to this day.
It's like a 2006 Briggs and Stratton motor, right? Dude, I've never, like, the only maintenance I've ever done to this thing was like the string, like a little plastic piece inside that, like, you know, catches the whatever
pull string.
Yeah, little plastic piece broke and I had to switch that out. That's the only maintenance I've ever done. Okay, dude, I checked the oil on this thing. Dude, there's like no oil in
You're
it, bro.
joking.
Yeah.
You're joking.
I'm not joking, dude. I was like, how has this thing been running for the past 4 years, dude? So gave it some oil.
Dude,
That
I
blew
have
my mind.
I have a little theory that I think so when I did all the maintenance on my Briggs and Stratton Craftsman mower, which is like, I don't know, probably like a few years old maybe.
That one's Briggs and Stratton too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
And for those who don't know at home, last 2 Saturdays ago, we had a little mishap at our first hands and feet lawn customer's house, wherein my freaking supposed to be the star of the show mower, like,
Dude, it's a nice mower.
took a crap and puffed out a bunch of white smoke on me, and then like pooped on the air filter, the brand new air filter I just put in there. And, you know, ChatGPT was saying that somehow the gas got mixed with the oil. And I'm like, man, because it says on the top, like, no oil change needed or whatever. And I saw someone online.
Really?
Yeah, I know, which is weird to me. And I saw someone online who actually like did the oil change. So I was like, oh, it's probably fine. And then, you know, I've always had this thing where I'm like, man, if something doesn't work quite perfectly, like in the sense of it would sort of sputter sometimes, every once in a while it would like a little sputter a little bit. And then you like do a tune-up on it, you're kind of almost more liable for it to fail after that. Because I feel like even in the lack of maintenance, there's like I don't know the right word, but there's just like a gestation that happens to the whole object where it's like, it's just used to that state.
Yeah, it just like locks it in this mode.
Yes,
Like,
dude. I don't know what it is. But then when you
Dude.
change that mode, even if it's for the better, you normally encounter like problems. I don't know why that is on like combustion engines, but the same thing happened to my truck. Like when I broke into it and was like, all right, I'm going to do this. It was like there's like a trickle effect. Like
Yeah.
all these other things were like triggered because of that. Anyway, I don't know if that's a real thing, but it happened to me, and so I'm still like I usually get to this stuff pretty fast, but this week, these last 10 days have just been insane. So I still need to like, I got all the new stuff. I just need to like, it's going to take me like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But to like, I got to pour out the oil, pour the new oil in. I got to take out the spark plug, look at it, and then pull the ripcord to see if any like get any oil out. I got to put the new filter on, and then I guess hope that the crankcase doesn't blow up in my face.
There's something to me about like working on those small engines that's just like fun.
It's so fun, dude.
It's just like,
it's so fun.
It's just
There's
so
a guy.
basic. It's
So
like,
my next thought is if something happens to that, if something doesn't work after that, there's a guy like right down the street from here who like works on small engines.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
And so I'm
sick.
like, do I bring it over to him now and have him look at it, or do I try to fix it and then bring it? Because like the reality is, if I try to fix it and it doesn't work, then I'm just gonna have to buy another mower because I can't pay this dude like $200 to fix it. If I paid $200 for the entire mower,
I mean, yeah.
I'm gonna have to like just get a whole new mower.
Yeah,
and I just put a
you
new
might as
blade on
well,
it, like
yeah.
all that.
Dang, yeah.
So
Yeah, I do feel like with this mower, I feel like at any, I don't know. It's like at any moment, it's just gonna poop out on me.
the
But
fact that that's lasted that long is just so.
Bro. Dude, something about those older models, bro. Like they just don't stop running.
I know. That's why I bought an old car.
Yeah.
That's why I bought an
Yeah.
old car, because I'm like, if I can just take some time and invest some money into nice parts for this, and I'm just patient with it, like it's legit gonna take me this in like one entire full year to like get it to fully operational. Like everything will work on it and it'll look nice.
Yeah.
It's gonna take me a full year and an ungodly amount of money that I've had to put into that thing that I don't want to talk about right now. And but I keep telling myself, I'm like, dude, if I can get this thing back to where the way it was, like off the factory floor,
Yeah.
because they still make the freaking good parts for it. Like it's Japanese parts, it's OEM Toyota. You
Yeah.
can't get better than that, dude.
Can't, dude.
And so if I just take my time, I save up for like the good parts, and I like, have a great mechanic that does the stuff that I can't do, save up for that money too,
Yeah.
and like piecemeal together other things, like it will pay off, and it will pay me back, because I won't have a payment, won't have like all this other stuff.
Yeah, dude. You'll have a truck that will last. I mean, dude, that thing will probably run for who knows?
I don't know.
I think it could run for at least another like 10, 15 years, bro.
I think so too.
If you take care of it.
I think it's at
easy.
100. I got it when it was at 174.
Oh yeah, dude.
So I
thing's
think
got
I can double
plenty
it,
of
bro.
life.
I think if I could get, what would that be, 350 out of it, I'd be really happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd be really happy. And there's people like, these cars will go like for between 10 and 20,000, depending on what shape they're in, up into like the higher 200s, like 260, 270. Like
Okay,
270,000 miles. It's like, 13,000 for this, 2002 Lexus. You're just like,
Yeah.
what? It's like, and it'll say like, and it needs a little tune up here and there. Like, and it needs a timing chain.
Some TLC.
Yeah, it needs a timing chain done. You're like, that's like $2,000. What?
Gosh, bro.
So they hold their value at least. That's why I keep selling Taylor on. I'm like, just a couple hundred more, please. I keep trying to sell her on that more, and she's like, rolls her eyes, like, whatever.
That's so funny, dude.
Yeah. I'm just putting this on my phone so I don't forget. What were we talking about?
So I mean, I was talking about the mower. Hopefully
That thing.
that'll give me a little more life out
oh.
of it. But if it breaks down, I won't be surprised.
Did you see my message in the chat this morning? No. Yesterday?
Which one?
About we need to adopt a
Yes.
2 is 1, 1 is none policy.
Yeah.
I'm serious about
Dude,
that.
I know,
we really
bro.
do.
You got, dude, literally, I remember standing in my garage that Saturday, and I was like, should I bring my mower? I was like, nah, Joseph's bringing his. Like,
There's no way.
his is
dude.
way better than mine. I was like,
And I sat there and watched as your mower took down the rest of that sopping wet, thick grass, dude.
took a little bit to start, but
Yeah, it took
It
50
starts, though.
cranks.
gosh,
Man,
bro.
these are the days, bro.
I also didn't want to like go through the hassle of taking it out because of all the stuff that was in our garage.
True.
So, but
I'll say one more thing
Yeah.
on the car thing, because this maybe we can even talk about this a little bit too. Welcome back to Second Floor Experience, everyone. By the way, this fast. So I like broke my fast this weekend, right? And I'm like just looking. I had some time to meditate on and just look back at what happened, because I've been keeping a list of things that pop up to me of like, wow, that's like to me out of the ordinary.
yeah, for sure.
Things
yeah.
that are happening to me or things that are happening for me. Either way, I'm like, I'm gonna write it down.
Yeah.
And I just looked back at the list and was amazed. It's only been a month. Like amazed. I think it's been a month. Yeah. At all the things that God did, dude. Just in my life.
Yeah.
And I look back at the way I felt when we first started versus how I feel now. It's night and day, bro. Like I feel like I have my vitality back. And I told you guys at the beginning, I was like, I have like a mustard seed faith right now. I have like literally this much. That's it. And I'm like, I really think that God could use that. And if he doesn't, okay. But I think if I know what's true about him, then he'll take my little like and multiply it.
yeah.
And that is exactly how I feel is exactly what I feel happened to me on this fast.
Yeah.
From like the way I mean, like I literally jump out of bed like now, which is crazy compared to what it was a month ago. And on the car, so I say that because I've seen God be so intentional with me that even things that I was thinking and hoping for and like kind of even praying for in my head of like, man, God, like I don't know how to do this. I don't know where to start, but I know I need to do this sometime. And I just, not even like a direct, will you help me? Just like there's a need that I have. And one of those was the paint on my car. It seems like so silly, but my hood has that like black, I think it's actually bed liner design, which I think is cool. But the sides of the hood where the actual paint is, and then above, like kind of on the roof line, and then right below the windows around it is fading really bad.
Yeah.
And there's just like other areas, like there's a little bit of rust here, rust spot there, scratch here, whatever. And I just been like, man, like, it'd be so nice if this thing was, if I could like repaint some of this. And I like looked up videos on it, and I was like, dear Lord, like the amount of detail and skill that goes into making it right. Like you could put hours and hours of prep into it, and it could come out like orange peely and
Dude, yes.
or you just got stuff everywhere. And I'm like, I not that I can't, I could, but there'd be a lot of trial and error. Let's just say that.
That's a project. Bro.
So, remember how I told you I let that crew go on our big job? And I told you, I can't remember if I really shared anything about it on the pod, but
I don't think so.
Like really long story short, there was a crew that we were using that was not meeting our standards. And I just allowed a subpar attitude and subpar work for way too long. And I finally just cut the cord this past week, and it was the best thing I could have ever done. God lined up like what I now see as the crew that should have been there this whole time. And today was actually their first day out there, and it went amazing. And I ended up, a lot of stuff happened, but basically they weren't able to like actually get on base. They have to like do some stuff for their IDs. And so I took them to get a lot of the documentation set up to a coffee shop afterwards today. And I was talking to my crew foreman, and I was like, yeah, dude, he was just telling me about like what he did before fencing. And he was like, yeah, for 5 years, I used to paint cars.
No way, dude.
He's like, I painted like a Chevy Chevelle, like a $500,000 car. He's like, I used to paint those things. Like, that's what I did.
Holy crap.
And he was like showing me all these like stencils he's done on like custom paint stencils, and explained to me. And I was like, dude, it's actually on my list to like paint my car. And like I had these areas. I explained the whole thing that I just explained to you to him. And he was like, oh, and I was like, I really want to learn. He's like, oh, dude. He's like, I still have all my paint guns. I have my buffer. He's like, we could do it in a weekend in your garage, and I'll teach you.
Holy crap.
And I was just like dumbfounded, staring at him like, what'd you say? He's like, yeah. He just like launches, and he's so passionate about it, like launches into, all the steps to it. And I was like describing what my problem was. And he was like, oh, well, you got to do this and that. And we'll get this type of gloss, and it'll be UV resistant. And well, this is how we'll take care of that. He's like, I can even do like custom stripes and stuff for you. He's like, it'll look really cool, really cool. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, we can do it in a weekend. He's like, all you gotta do is buy a compressor that can run this level of paint gun, get this paint, and like, I'll teach you how to do it. And I was like,
dude, that's wild.
What just happened? And then I took him outside and showed him all the areas where to me was like so complicated of like, how am I gonna do this? And he was like, oh yeah. He's like, yeah, that's easy. He's like, all you want to do is paint this and that, and we can buff this out. Like, yeah, it's easy. And I'm like, pfft. And then he was I even brought up things that I hadn't even like dared to even think about yet, that had just sort of bothered me, but I never thought there'd be like a realistic solution with my level of skills and budget, right? Like priority budget.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, you see this, that black grill I have on, and like the black railings on the roof rack, the black roof rack. He's like, yeah. He's like, we can take this whole grill off and your railings off. We'll sand them down. We'll repaint them black and then paint them with gloss. He's like, they'll shine like they're brand new. And I was like, you can do that? He's like, yeah, it's easy. And he's like, oh, you see these door handles? Oh, you see that little part on your wheel that's like flaking off? Oh, you see your mirrors? Like, he's like, we can repaint all this the same color. Like, it'll look really good. And I'm like, what? Like, who? You're an ain't like, where did you come from, dude? Where did you come from? Because I've been needing this exact person, right? So I just, what? And I never would have probably found that out if I hadn't made the difficult decision to let that guy go and bring him on.
Yeah.
So you just,
gosh, bro, there's so many levels to this whole thing.
There is, dude.
Gosh.
There's so many levels.
From the fast to just letting things go, like hard decisions, dude. That's crazy.
The upgrades that our friend group have had in the past month is truly astonishing. And another thing that came to me when I was telling you all that is, it's funny because this month my goal was to prioritize the needs of God. And like the needs of God are meeting other people's needs. Mm-hmm. And I think that's like a big part of what seeking the kingdom means. Seeking the kingdom first means is like, at least for me, because I was at a place where I was seeking my own dreams above God's. Mm-hmm. And, had this deal, this like subconscious deal with God of like, if you make my dreams come true, I promise I'll make yours come true. And he's like, no. Like, if you're going to follow me, it's the other way around.
Yeah.
It's the other way around. And so I was like, okay, let me run an experiment. Let me just subvert all my desires and what I want, and let me like put other people, literally like other people first. And not just that, but pray for needs to come up so that we can fill them. And not even that, go out and search for, like, we went out and like literally knocked doors, searching for someone to bless. Yeah. Trying to like, we're going to do everything we possibly can at every level to put out this upside down energy of like, we're going to help these people. And I pulled up today to my freaking yard and was like, man, I sure wish someone would knock on my door and offer to mow my lawn for free, because I've been so busy and my mower's broke. Like, that would be such a blessing, right? And so to be able to help that lady that we did was so cool, and then to be able to help that lady with her alternator was so cool, and help Benji was so much fun, like invigorating. And I believe that, I think in a way that God said, okay, you're going to meet those, like you're going to go out of your way to meet the needs of the people that I love in this world. I'm going to go out of my way to meet a need that you don't even feel like is that important, which would be like repainting my car.
Yeah.
Or like having help doing that. To me, that's how it feels. It's like my Father in heaven saw me going out of my way for his kids, or like people he loves, right?
Yeah.
And it feels like he's gone out of his way this month to meet my needs in ways I never thought was possible.
Right. Yeah.
Which is just so cool to me. And I don't want it to stop. I'm like trying to figure out, like, how do I keep this going?
Yeah, dude.
I know, I'm curious. You haven't really talked about it a lot. Like, what's been your experience this month?
The fast?
Yeah.
I mean, dude, fasts are always like, I feel like crazy stuff just always happens every time I fast. Like,
Same.
there's something about like you fasting that like things just happen, dude. Like that's just like the time that like, I don't know, like bad or good, you know?
Yes.
Like I remember at SAGU senior year when I decided to fast at the very beginning of the semester, because I was like, God, this is my last semester. I have no clue what I'm doing like after I graduate, whatever. So it's like, I'm literally just gonna give this first week to you. Just fast for 1 week, right? And like I received like a fat speeding ticket that like literally like the next day, I think. And then I got a call from like my family that my dog died, like our dog died at home. And it was just like and there was like a bunch of stuff that happened in the hall that day. But it's just like, dang, dude, I'm 2 days into this fast. Like, you know?
You got a jab, a left hook, and an uppercut, dude.
Yeah. But those like those like 2.5 months of school were like some of the best memories of like my entire life, you know? And I really feel like God, like he led me like out of college, and like I felt like he guided my steps and like did what I asked him to do, you know? So I think that's what I was kind of saying before. It's like, I feel like sometimes you don't really see, there are times when you fast, like when you don't see the payoff for it, like for a while sometimes.
True.
But then like you said, there's like, just because like there's so many other like little things you can, if you pay attention, you can notice like all the different ways that God takes care of you. And like, I mean, dude, all like literally just this past like month and a half has been crazy, because just the opportunities I've gotten to work for, like with Dan, and that was like a little bit before we started the fast, but still, that was like a huge blessing. And then the times that I got to go work with and mow the lawn, like there's just like a whole bunch of instances where I got to like earn cash on the side. I was like, dang, this actually helped me a lot, like for this month.
Yeah.
And then just really fun little moments. Like, dude, doing the transmission with Benji, that was like such a blast.
It was just one of the most fun days.
It was such a good time. I mean, I think one of the biggest things was the whole fiasco a couple weekends ago. Like that was extremely painful, but also a huge blessing in a lot of ways.
Dude, and a very spiritual event.
Yes.
Clearly spiritual.
Yes. Yeah,
Like,
I don't.
We're not gonna get into it,
Yeah, I
but
can't. There's some personal details, so can't share everything. But there's a really sad part of that whole event. But on the other side of it, there's a lot of like peace and freedom and whatever, that we've been able to experience. So just like in our home, which is nice. And I don't think it's a coincidence that all that happened over the fast. Like I just don't think that's a coincidence.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, like some of the things that happened. I just realized something else I need to tell you off camera. I knew there was something else I was going to tell you. Happenings. So I know one of my friends I had called before I started the fast. And he like basically just gave his life back to Christ at the beginning of this year. Actually, during the fast the Daniel fast at the beginning of the year is when he first reached out to me about it. And what's I gonna say? Oh man, he just called me and was like just really had gotten a crazy car accident, like walked away unscathed and should have died, like lost his job, didn't know where to go, like all this stuff has happened. And it's like, okay, dude, and like, he was being kind of negative and kind of a victim about it and sort of like doubting God. And I was like, bro, I'll be honest, I'm in like a really similar position to you right now. We had a beautiful conversation about it. This was, I was like still really, really down. And I think it was maybe the next week we started the fast. And because this is one of the first things that I wrote out. And he ended up because we had prayed at the end and said, Lord, like open a door only you can open and close a door only you can close. Because he was really considering either going back to school and finishing or like starting a business or something like that here or like, where he lived. And he texted me, he's like, bro, I just got a full ride back to college, like all like $12,000.
That's right, yeah.
$12,000 scholarship, everything's paid for. Like I'm gonna go back, which was like the harder path, I think, but the one that would reap to me the most rewards.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, that's a freaking answer to prayer. We got all that free landscaping equipment from Dan. That happened the first week.
Dude, yes. Oh my gosh.
That happened the first, which like that stuff ends up is like funded the edger that you just talked about, like all that stuff.
I'm selling the pole saw and the weed eater tomorrow morning.
No way.
Some guy already paid like half of the payment up front. So.
Sheesh.
That was a huge one.
Dude, there were some things, there's some things that happened with Taylor that was really cool. Some things that happened with our business that was really cool. I feel like my birthday was super fun. Like that whole weekend, being able to mow the lawn for that lady was super fun. We had a sleepover. That was super fun. But then we had that whole day with, I helped this homeless guy in clean, and then helped this other lady jumpstart her car and then replace her alternator later on. Then I went home. Then we went to Benji's house. We went back to the batch house and helped Benji get the transmission out. That was like a 17-hour day. And I had a blast. I sold a bunch of stuff on Facebook and made the money I needed for our trip. That was a big win.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, I just had so many upgrades like in my business too, where I was just like in myself as a business owner, not just in the business, but in myself. That then I'm watching be translated to our business, growing and breaking through things that I've noticed a lot of what happened over the fast was a lot of fear in my life that had been holding me back was broken. really like spiritually broken in a profound way, where things I used to like be totally afraid of having conversations or making certain moves, like all of a sudden felt so light and easy. And it was not because they were any easier, but it was because the anointing of the Lord came on me and like empowered me to do those things. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Like I did a whole, see if I can find it. I had ChatGPT one day do a word study for me on this verse, 2 Peter, I think it's like 2 Peter 2:13. Oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it.
Second Peter.
I know, kind of an offhand book, dude. Not many people are like, what's your favorite book? Oh, it's 2 Peter. Maybe not. Oh, shoot, I just found it. Let's go. So it says, since his divine power, 2 Peter 1:3, since his divine power has granted, my camera just went out. Dang. Okay, where was I? So,
Second Peter.
2 Peter 1:3. I'll just give a quick summary here. Since his divine power has granted to us all things pertaining to life and godliness through the knowledge of him who called us by his own glory and excellence. And some of the major things that popped up was the meaning for, it's a rare word, theos, Theios, meaning divine or godly. What emphasizes what belongs uniquely to God. It's only used 3 times in the New Testament, which I thought was pretty interesting. And then you have, of course, dynamios, meaning power, might, ability, the root of dynamite. God's effective power, not abstract. And then another interesting thing was the things for life and godliness, which is Zoe and Eusebia. Zoe's life, especially spiritual life, not just physical existence. And Eusebia's godliness, reverence, devotion to God, a key Petrine and pastoral epistles word. This was interesting. Having been granted / given, which is a perfect middle participle, meaning, or it's a perfect pretense, a completed action with lasting results, meaning God has already given us these things and they remain ours. And then the last one I thought was interesting was through the knowledge. And this is epignosis, which is not just intellectual knowledge, but full experiential knowledge, a deep relationship, a recognition. And so I thought that, the summary is basically that God has already equipped believers with every resource needed for spiritual life and godly living. This provision is not partial or future, but complete and permanent, rooted in Christ's glory and excellence. The pathway to accessing it is not mere head knowledge, but relational, experiential knowledge of Christ. And I think that I felt that this month. Whereas like other times I've been like, okay, yeah, I have a head knowledge of Christ in the Bible. But I was hungering for, and am still hungering for, the deep experiential knowledge, like the God stories, where God's hand is evident over the experience of life itself.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a crucial difference to how I felt this month versus the past few months. And that verse, I've really been meditating on that verse this fast of like, how can I access, number one, what's already been given to me by Christ? And then how do I experience that in a full and deep way every day? If it is available, if it's already been paid for, if it's accessible, how do I, like, what is it? feel like to live that way.
Yeah.
And I've genuinely felt alive this month. I genuinely felt alive. And I'm so pumped about everything that all these projects I'm working on. It's just like there's like a fire in my brain that's like actually hard to turn off at night.
Mm.
And like, you know, what I would normally spend on social media, well, because I was fasting it, it's like, oh, well, I'll just go work on this project. And so I end up turning like, you know, what would have been like 2 hours of junk, like social media or YouTube or whatever, into super productive
Yeah.
stuff that I'm having a blast doing.
Yeah. Dude.
So that's just been really, really cool.
What how did you come across that verse again? Or
Oh my gosh. I think I opened up the Bible app randomly and it was like the verse of the day.
really?
Yeah. I was like, oh, I love that. I wonder like what it, you know, I wonder what the deeper meaning is. So
Dang, dude. I mean, that's a huge deal, bro. I mean, like that kind of, I'm just being able to feel that way, that like that you can literally notice like an actual difference between the way that like you were living your life, right? Like the way that like you honestly were like experiencing God.
mm-hmm.
And that's what a fast does. It lets you cut out like all the noise and solely focus on like what matters.
Yeah. I mean, dude, got back on Instagram yesterday for the first time in like the actual app in like a month and a half. And I was just like, man, do I want to even get back on this thing?
Dude, yeah.
Do I even want to get back on this thing, bro? I'm just realizing how much I allow it to take from me.
Just reels
And,
you in,
like
dude.
literally reels you in
Yeah.
with reels.
Yeah, dude.
They're my favorite. And they're like, do I want to be on an app that's engineered to addict me?
Yeah.
I'm like, not really, dude.
Yeah.
And I found so much more lasting fulfillment from like just putting myself out there this month and trying to help people than I ever did, you know, quote unquote, like keeping up with everyone on Instagram.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, dude, when I got back from the camping trip back in like March, I went without Instagram for like all the way up until like the end of June. So it was like a few months. And it was so nice, bro. Like I did not care at all to get back on, dude. I just didn't. But I eventually did because that's where, you know, like me and my brother will talk a lot, just like sending each other stupid stuff. Everyone has that, you know. But it's yeah. I'll spend like, you know, X is where I spend most of my social media attention now, but honestly, something I hate, I don't know, this might sound so stupid, but something I like genuinely hate about social media
Yeah.
is the algorithm, dude. Like,
yeah, bro.
I like I'm being serious. Like I genuinely wish I could get on and just see random stuff. Like just let me see random crap, dude. You know, like it's so annoying. Like I get on and there's this system that's like trying so hard to like feed me what it thinks I want.
Oh.
And it's just so, dude, and like what's so annoying is you'll look at a post, you know, like sometimes I'll see a post of this guy doing like a cool construction project or whatever. And then it's like my next 20 reels are construction projects. It's like,
It's
dude,
insane.
I watched one video, bro. Like, I don't need to see all this.
Don't care.
But yeah, that just like that sends me, dude. I don't know why, but it does. It's like, dude, I wish there was just like a turn off the algorithm button, but that'll probably never happen. So
I agree.
It's a losing game.
Well,
It's a
I
losing
think,
battle.
dude, I mean, it was so fun to like do this with you guys too. Like, I'm so honored that you guys decided to do this with me, because it just felt like way more fun and way more like we were all in it together type feel.
Yeah.
And it's honestly kind of annoying anyway. Like, it's just not fun for anybody when like one person in the group's like, yeah, I can't eat this right now, so we can't go to this restaurant, or like, you know, I'm fasting movies right now, so we can't watch. You know, it's just like, dude, we might as well just all do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like we might as well just all
Yeah.
just because like it's just easier.
Except that Friday night when everyone had meatball subs instead of me. No, I'm just kidding.
We're gonna talk about that,
I'm just
dude.
kidding,
That
I'm
was
just
a one-off.
I don't care. I don't care.
Those were pretty good. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I
That was
think
so funny.
that was so funny, dude. That was so funny. I think like if I could parse it down to the best and the most holistic thing that happened to me was, I think there's like head knowledge, and then there's like full body soul knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can know something in your head is true, but then you can kind of operate that you don't like you don't really believe it.
Yeah.
And I think I had been doing that for the idea that standing up for what I knew was right was dangerous. Like, it was more dangerous than what it was worth, than what the reward was worth.
Mm.
And some of us didn't realize I was operating that way, but then I look back now, I'm like, oh, all my decisions were filtered through this lens of fear that if I said the wrong thing, or they perceived me the wrong way, or insert whatever excuse there, that like my whole framework would just break or
Yeah.
whatever. And this like big bad consequence or whatever would happen. And I think some of that was due to not really feeling like I had God on my side. But I think I've been operating like that for way longer than the last few months. It's been a long time. And I think what happened to me was like that framework had to break. It had to like literally shatter.
Mm.
It had to not work so bad that I had to like reevaluate how I operate my life. And so I think this past month, I felt God kind of take me by the hand and be like, okay, son, like, I'm with you, and I'm going to give you, like, you keep asking me to see my power. I'm going to give you supernatural power to face these fears. I'm going to show you that it's not as scary as you think.
Mm.
That's like how I felt about it. And one by one, I watched this snowball effect happen. Just the same principle as when I felt like I gave up on things or allowed falsehoods to linger and not be addressed. That snowballed into like a super negative thing. The same thing happened, except positive. It was like, oh, I stood up for a little bit of truth here. I respected myself enough here. I said my piece right here, even when it made someone upset. It started to like give me more and more confidence, and the Lord gave me more and more power and more and more anointing each time. I felt like in favor. I felt like each time, to the point where like a couple weeks went by, I looked back and been like, I don't even recognize the person I was before. And I was just been given this new framework, or helped build this new framework in my head that's now the opposite. It's now the truth will set you free.
Mm.
And I love living this way now. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
You know, like I can deal with the consequence of telling the truth now. I'm not afraid of that. And I've just watched over and over and over again how I feel like I've just stood up to bullies in my life. Whether that was like super personal circumstances or business circumstances or experiential things, where it was like, just in this one context, this one experience, I'm allowing myself to be bullied a little bit. Or like I'm allowing the other person to subconsciously get away with something and not be held accountable, where and in that situation, I'm the one that should be holding them accountable. And I just started like taking like personal power back in all these scenarios. And I'm like on freaking cloud 9 about it, bro. I am. Like, my life has changed in a dramatic way just from a few hard conversations.
Yeah.
And you know, not that I haven't had repercussions from it or been through difficult things, but those things don't seem so difficult anymore. It just doesn't seem as bad as I thought.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've just been praying this prayer of like, God, you did not give me a spirit of fear, but one of power, love, and a sound mind. So why should I be afraid? You know, like, I know it's like the most cliche Christian thing to say, but I mean, it's true. Like, I watched it this month travel. I felt it this month travel from my head down into my body. Like, I felt it be like, oh shoot, I'm living this way now. I'm living this spiritual truth. Like, that's what I'm talking about with 2 Peter. It's like he will give you that access, his divine power to live a godly life. That's what I felt. I felt the divine power come through me, and I felt my life be like, okay, this is the godly life I want to live.
I mean, do you feel like this living in this like state, right? Do you think that it's possible? Like, do you think it's possible to live in that state consistently, or do you think like you're just like it's human nature that you're bound to kind of like fall back and like have to learn or have to like find your way back to that state again? Like, it's just like a constant cycle.
My one of my counselors gave me a really cool analogy sometimes, when she basically drew like a staircase going up and showed how she used that as a reference for the verse that talks about we go from glory to glory to glory. And she gave me a visual basically of saying like, hey, you know, when you go, I keep calling it like an upgrade, but she's like, when you go from glory to glory, like when God takes you up to another step, I'll give you an example. I feel like probably like 3 or 4 steps up from where I was at the beginning of the month. Maybe more, I don't know. So like because I feel like I have a ton of momentum right now, and I'm just like trying to get all this stuff done because I feel like I have momentum finally. And you know, one day that's going to ebb out a little bit, and I'm going to kind of like reach a flow state of this new level. And yes, there's going to be circumstances, situations where I may take like a step down, but I'm still 4 steps up. Like if I would jump 5 steps and I fall back 1 step, I'm still 4 steps up from where I was before.
Yeah.
And so that's what she explained to me. She was like, you know, when you go from glory to glory to glory, God takes you up to these levels. Even if you fall back, you know, on your butt for a second, whatever, like you're still better off than you were before.
Yeah.
Because you've matured.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel. Is like, yeah, maybe 3 steps forward, 1 step back, but I'm still 2 steps forward.
Right. I think that's the maturing process of a Christian.
Yeah.
It's like
100%.
you're always, because of that human side of you, that like flesh side of you, you're always going to find yourself falling back at certain stages. But like, but you can still look back at like, dang, like 5 years ago, I'm way ahead of where I was then.
Exactly.
You know, like,
yeah.
I'm having a setback right now, but like, okay, how am I going to conquer this one?
Exactly.
And become better, you know, like
1000%.
Yeah.
1000%. Dude.
But you can only really continue to do that if you keep the mind frame of that verse, right? And like what Jesus talks about, like living within his power, like within his divine like I don't know, like his Holy Spirit power.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to believe. It cannot just be a head knowledge. It has to be like you are enacting it out, even if you don't. Sometimes I think you have to do it, even if you don't really believe it. You know,
Exactly.
It's like that's like faith. It's like like I don't even know if I really believe. Like I don't know, God, if you're really gonna come through, but I'm just gonna do it because like,
That's exactly
you've
where it was.
Called me to do this. You know, like that's stepping out in faith.
Yeah, that's exactly where I
obeying.
was. Exactly where I was a month ago, and I'm very happy to report that God came through for me in so many ways and is uplifting me, and it's just awesome. It's awesome, and I think I've discovered another layer of kingdom living. I really do, and I remember I think it was probably like a year ago, maybe 2 year and a half ago, that we were talking about like we were on the roof talking about how Dallas Willard's breakdown had really taken us up to a new level of understanding
Yeah.
and living too. But even from that point, I feel like I've just made another huge leap of like understanding what it means and understanding like the practical aspects of like, oh my gosh, because in a kingdom, there's like bartering, there's trading going on, there's commerce. In a healthy kingdom, there's a healthy economy. And I feel like I just tapped into the kingdom economy, where it's like there is a level of commerce in the spiritual realm. And I believe that it's, you give and you seek to help and meet those needs of other people. And when you do that, your needs are taken care of. It's the same. I mean, it's like, it's, why should you worry when the flowers and the lilies of the field are clothed with beauty?
Yeah.
Is he not, like when the birds are fed, like, is he not going to clothe and feed you? And I've listed several examples just in this podcast of things that are way beyond, like, they're not even close to needs. They're just like barely wants.
Yeah.
They're barely a desire. And God's been so faithful even in those desires of mine. So to me, that, like, I just have such a strong belief that corresponds to an added, to me, it's an upside down attitude to the human condition. Because as a human, you want to first get what you want, and then maybe, just maybe, you'll help someone. Like, we want to be so entitled naturally.
Yeah.
But the kingdom is the opposite. It's no, you need to take a step out and help someone else without them asking, or as much as you can, whatever, And like that spirit, that's like a spiritual commodity. That's like a spiritual, like those good works are like spiritual commodities. So much so that like I've put up a Post-it note in our office that says like kingdom investments. Like every time we help someone, I write that down. Because I'm like, I don't want to just track my earthly financial investments. I want to track my heavenly investments.
Yeah.
If I really believe that what I've done in this world is earning me treasure in heaven, I want to track that. Because I believe if I track it, then I'll do more. Because that's what will happen is like I'll get on this really good run and then I'll get selfish again.
Yeah.
And I'll take that momentum, that spiritual momentum, and I'll freaking suck it dry on everything that I want. And then, slowly but surely, my life will kind of return to a baseline.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, where's that magic? Like, where's that? It's because you stopped helping people, dude. You stopped putting other people first. You stopped seeking to help others first, and you just started getting selfish again.
Yeah.
And again, I think that's a separate conversation from salvation. I think that you can't good works your way to heaven. But for me, like this month, I felt like, holy crap, I felt God's grace. Holy moly. I felt his grace this month. I feel like I'm more than I ever have
Yeah.
in my life that I can remember. And I've experienced this grace this past few months more than I ever have in my life that I can remember. So much so that I'm like, wow, this kind of shook me up hard. And there's a lot of people in my life. There's a few people in my life that I've been prompted to help and talk. Well, when I say help, I mean like basically talk to and just ask them, like, what is it about Jesus that makes it difficult for you to give your life to him? I'm genuinely curious. Because if I just went through what I went through, you should know about it.
Mm.
It's that important. And I've always, or not always, but recently, the past few years, I've kind of shied away from that because of my own selfishness, right? I don't want to be, I don't want to make other people uncomfortable. I don't want to inconvenience myself,
Yeah.
right? You go down the list of all these basically selfish things, like it's self-preservation. I don't want to look weird in front of other people. Dude, all that, bro. And I'm like, oh, I've been missing it the whole time. Like, that is the point.
Mm.
That is the point. So.
Gosh, dude, that's good stuff. Yeah, I mean, I don't think like you said, like works. There's a different thing, like works in relation to salvation is like a whole different thing because obviously we don't believe that.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think, like you're saying, there is something to. Like that's the whole point of what James. That's what James is like trying to stress is like.
Yeah.
Like your faith without works is dead, like sure, like works isn't required for salvation, but like works is the evidence of your faith. Like it's the proof, it's the fruit like of your salvation, so I think like in a sense that is kind of like a commodity. It's like you're like showing something that like it's literally an outward expression of your faith.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's just easy to forget that sometimes. And I think and really like social media doesn't help at all. It's like just becomes everything's like so you become so self-centered. Like everything is about like, why don't I have this? When am I gonna get this? Like, God, I've been doing this. Like, when am I gonna see this answer?
Gosh,
but
so true.
That's like what you said. But Jesus says, like, why are you anxious? Like, just help others, and I will take care of you. Like it's that simple. It's that simple, but it's not that easy always. Gosh, dude. Yeah, I think about that verse all the time in James, dude. Like when he's saying, it's like I don't know why that verse hit me so hard like last year. When he's saying like don't plan like for next year. Like don't say this like by next year I'll like move here, have this amount of money or like whatever. And obviously what James is saying is not to not have a plan for your life. Like you should have a thought out plan. But like there's also the other side of it where like you have to submit to like the Lord's will of your life. And like this world is not all about what you want. So like, because it's in that same chapter that it says like, let your like works be the like basically the proof of your faith, It's just good stuff, dude.
Truly. Truly, truly, truly.
It's always so funny too how like after you help someone in need, it's like the best feeling in the world.
It is the best high.
It's like, dude, oh, I feel so good right now.
It's so fulfilling, bro.
And I think everyone would agree with that.
Yes, dude.
Like there's not I mean, unless you're like crazy, like everyone in the world, whether you're Christian or not or whatever, like when you help someone in need, like it feels good.
Dude. Yeah, I'm just like telling the way I tried to sell it to people this month is like, you're doing me a favor by letting me do you a favor. Because I'm like selfishly trying to either A, like get treasure in heaven, or B, feel good about myself.
Yeah.
So like, because people often feel bad that like can feel bad when you help them.
Mm-hmm.
They feel guilty, right? And it's like, if I can explain to them like, no, you're actually doing me a favor by letting me meet your need. They kind of feel like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
It's a bit like on the nose, but I've noticed it just kind of like makes people laugh. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
Anyway, well, thank you guys for listening. Appreciate you watching. A little bit of technical difficulties on this one, but
Nothing new. Nothing we can't handle.
nothing we ain't seen before. Again, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sticking with us, and we're praying for you guys. Hope you have a great week, and we'll catch you on the next episode of the Second Floor Experience podcast. Peace.
I want to talk to you. Not now. Later. No, now.